What's up, folks? I wanted to take a minute to just go ahead and watch this play. I'm playing a lot of Overwatch with my brother and my nephews and just kind of improving in my different roles. This is one of my first plays as Hanzo. I think it's like my third game ever. Called out that Amaga was peeking there because I saw his foot. But anyway, this has been fun. And so one thing I wanted to do is take a minute to... Last year around this time, I did a tank play self-review. Where I did kind of a self-review of my play. And I wanted to take a minute to see how I've improved. So right off the bat, trying here as a don't really play is a risky move, but I was proud of that. That's my brother in the Sigma there. And then what I'm really looking for, right, is like map awareness, using the abilities, and of course the abilities is a little bit different because I'm not as familiar with this hero. But I'm going to watch both rounds of this match because we played offense and defense. This is a ranked game. And did well. Like, it was a good game, and I was interested to see kind of how it looked on review when I wasn't full of adrenaline. That there was not great. My aim is awful in this part here. And we should have had this. If I was a halfway decent shot as Hanzo, we would have had that point. So, that's what I get for playing heroes I'm not very good with. But got back in there. I had a couple decent hits, but didn't finish them off well. Like, I got the Maga.
What's up? Careful, we're outnumbered.
And there I did tag the Genji. But so again, the video I did before, and I can put it in the comments too, is my tank play as Zarya. And I still enjoy playing Zarya, but Ramatra is my go-to tank. I may do a review of that at some point. I don't think I've done any videos where I'm playing as Ramatra, because most of the time when I'm playing with my nephews, they really, really want to play tank. So I mostly do support, which is my strongest role, and then play as damage when I get the chance. And I'm trying to get better as damage, so that was, again, the reason I was doing this with my brother. This part coming up right here. Still not landing those hits as well as I'd like. Getting some impactful stuff, but not the ones I really need to. Like, I really needed to hit that Kiriko. Oh, I was proud of that one, though. And here, I loaded into this guy, just wailed on him, and just barely missed that last shot, and he was healed up a little bit by Kiriko, and then got that charge. you can't see it here, but my poor brother was yelling the whole way he was going off the cliff, like, get him, get him, get him! Because he was so low. Like, I was one tiny hair of a hit away from stopping that from happening, and I just couldn't pull it off. There was nothing I could do there. Sojourn ult. And this was a really interesting back and forth with damage, where it's one of the rare games where I felt like I performed well against the damage. Decently. And you're going to see that go a little bit back and forth here, right? I will say also, this map annoyed the heck out of me a couple different times because I was playing heroes that could jump very high, jump onto things, and there's so many weird overhangs, and like especially in the final point, so many things that you just bang your head into that it drove me nuts. Which I'd never noticed before until this game, which either says something about my play or says something about this game, not sure which. That Genji was really good, so if you want to watch him throughout this, this is pretty solid. Give me all kinds of trouble, but like right there, I couldn't, like some walls you can climb, some you can't. You're still not clear on which one's which, and like angles and such. Got that Genji scaring the heck out of me. See, even he's trying to climb stuff, and then I hid to wait for him to come in. And then Mercy tried to go for the res, got her too. So proud of that. I rarely win one-on-one damage duels, so that felt very good. Oh, and that one I just was luck. Yeah, 3-0. As damage. That's one of the reasons I wanted to watch this, was that was very outside of my usual performance. And so I wanted to kind of see if that looked like pure luck or if the things it did right. Like, waiting to go through the door until the Genji came through, that was good, because otherwise the Genji would have just had me. And I got lucky there where he got impatient and felt he had to come into the room, and that's why I got that kill. Otherwise I wouldn't have gotten that. And here I was really just trying to keep them busy, which I did. And that I totally lost track of that Sojourn. And then that Sojourn went off into the bushes. Got me good. Oh no, it didn't get me that time. Okay. This was a fun one. Like, just this duel between the Rhine and the Sigma Going back and forth with the charges and the rocks. Went through basically this entire round. Some great plays by both. Focusing on the high ground. This Ashe was doing a lot of work. This was just fun. Like, both of these teams were good. They were cohesive. They did a lot of the right things. Really enjoyed this game. Trying to clear that high ground. This Genji really... He was doing what Genji's supposed to do, is take out the high ground and like clear support stuff and make sure that your team is, you know, doing well. It's just screening and clearing out the edges. And he did a great job, and I happened to be the edges that got cleared out a lot. And this game, usually on this map, and this is my personal experience, usually on this map, it's pretty much a steamroll at this point. One team is way ahead and the other one isn't. I was proud of that too. Oh, and stop the res. And here also, the Rhine didn't realize where I was. And I could have taken advantage of that sooner, but I missed it. Genji did what Genji's supposed to do and took me out, so I took too long to react. There we go. Weird respawn timer on that one. But yeah, like I was saying on this map, that usually by this point it's pretty one-sided, where one team just has momentum, the other one doesn't. I don't see close defenses on this map very often, so that's one of the reasons this stood out to me, and I really enjoyed this game on both sides. There's my aim, falling short. It's not in this game, but there's another game I played earlier. It was just the craziest thing, where I was Orisa, and I threw a javelin at a deflecting Genji, and it deflected the javelin back on me, and I was pinned and pushed back. That was wild. Which I vaguely was aware that could happen, but I'd never seen it before. I tried going a different approach. I knew that we had to clear the high ground. They didn't see it coming because no one had done it yet. That was not a great ult because I wasn't clear where they were. It did get them to move and separated the Rhine from the supports, but then this... yeah, so it did get the Rhine. And then here I just couldn't handle that. Kiriko got her right after I went down, but I just couldn't get a handle on it. It's so much harder watching that in replay as you're like, oh, just do it. Just get her. Just get her. And then in the moment it didn't work. I'm still working on that, like those twitch reflexes a bit. I've been adjusting my mouse sensitivity, or did ages ago, to bring it down to make it much easier to aim, and I still need to practice it a bit. So they held us up, like right there within a hair of the final point. But that was good, like great play on both sides. Quick respawns, a lot of back and forth, kind of a constant fight going where it was like 3-on-3, as far as I could tell from my vantage point. Then we go to defense. And the defense is wildly different. And after watching the first one, I really couldn't tell you what changed between offense and defense. But just wait till this goes. So we've got the 20-second timer. Jump ahead a little bit. A little bit more. Tried a little Junkrat. Junkrat is one of the heroes, and that was a case where I just misjudged the distance there, and that's something I'm still practicing. It's those air jumps. Junkrat felt like a this was spray. Junkrat felt like a good call here, and right here my brother was telling me how this area is a really good place to hang out in this map. So you have the high ground early on, you can hit people from behind as they go around the corner, and then you can retreat to the other building, which seems obvious, but still, when someone says it out loud, you're like, oh yeah, okay. Not my best trap. I did hit the Genji with that, but I think it probably helped him. They busted out a Widow, which is someone they didn't have in the previous match. And I completely failed to just deflect Genji. This is a really, really good deflector. Not the one who deflected the Javelin, because I'm not playing Orisa, but still. Ooh, I see that healing pylon from the Yari.
I'm going back in. Fly, my little friend.
Take this.
So I made the high ground, immediately saw the Widowmaker and tried to deal with it, but my aim was off, and then got hit by a... Is that a Battle Mercy? No. It was a Sojourn up there. Someone above my head. I went way too deep, way too fast, and then should have backed out immediately, but instead trying to kind of thought to go deeper, because I thought my team was still fighting, and they were like right when I got there, but then it was way too late. So we're just getting steamrolled here. Getting pushed back really, really hard, and I'm not contributing as damage. And here you see me get lost in the map, because I like miss a jump. So these are areas where I have improved, but not as much as I would like. I'm gonna get that Widow outside the max range. And immediately took a shot. Like, that was really quick and good reaction from that Widow. That's a good Widow. I thought I had to get the drop on her getting up there, like, hit a clip and then hit a rail shot and take her down, but she immediately saw me and pegged me to where I couldn't recover. Although had I run back and not peeked, I could potentially have gotten healed instead of dying immediately, so. Actually landed the high ground here, did something productive because I had a decent enough approach that Genji couldn't come in. At least not right away. And here I was trying to drive that Orisa back into the ult. Didn't quite make it. This is funny. Hang on, I need to pause that. I'm going to switch that real quick. I wanted to... This is actually the play of the game, so I wanted to focus on it. And we'll rewind just a little bit here. We'll see how the rewind goes. Yeah, okay. So I'm on the high ground behind here, using Sojourn to try to push Orisa back into... this ult. Almost got it, but didn't quite get it. Great ult, got boot to him. And then this is actually the play of the game. Love it, just hit, and rock. Boom! Oh, I love it. Sorry about the camera controls on that, I should have turned those off. And I'm up here on the roof duking it out with the other damage players. Sojourn is one of my better damage heroes, but I struggle to be as effective with her because her basic bullet rifle damage isn't all that much. So you have to land a lot of hits and then also land the really challenging rail shots, which I can do, but not very consistently. That's definitely something I'm working on. And I've had some really good games, but it is still a challenge. I'm trying to take out that Mercy. I should have switched targets to someone else. When it's clear I wasn't hitting her and other stuff was going on. And there I should have stopped the res. And the Sombra, Panic, Nightmare. Yeah, the close range Sombra is something I need to like keep my cool and not just freak out. Because my aim just falls completely apart when I see a Sombra in my face like that. Especially on a decloak. You know, personal problems. Figure it out.
Come on, Vivian. Get yourself together.
And then here, this green and blue thing right here has all those weird knobs and bumps out and weird height stuff that makes it really challenging to figure out where your head is going to go or not. One of my least effective ults, but because of that. And see, even there, like, I just freaked out about that Sombra. And I believe no, almost survived. Really struggle against that Spring Tea. And I had to shout out Eraserhead. Eraserhead is a cool character from My Hero Academia, if you don't know it. A very appropriate name for the playstyle of this particular player, so I loved it. And this is where our last match took a turn, where our defense was very effective against that, or their defense, excuse me, was really effective against us with that Rhine and some other stuff going on. We've still got 3.5 minutes on the clock, so this is like uncomfortably close to the end, where they should be steamrolling us here. Just lost track of that Sombra. I need to get better at tracking the translocator. I should look up some tip videos on how to track Sombra. Or just ask my nephew, because he's a really terrifying Sombra player. And here I started using my speed boots as an escape move, which is a really effective way to stay alive, which is something that I know I know, and there, like you see that jump, that drove me freaking nuts. I hit those things a bunch of times. But using the rocket boots as an escape is something that I've been aware of, but I didn't really consciously do, because like here I was actively trying not to die, which sounds obvious as well, but that's what I was doing. He's deflecting, don't shoot at him. And that's exactly what I said in the moment too. There we go, using the rocket boots to get to a safer position. And here the team is doing a really great job. I'm doing okay. I'm not contributing at all, but they're definitely like a great team. But so is the opposing team, and that's one of the things I loved about this game. We're on this point, we got 2 minutes on the clock. So there's, regardless of the outcome here, if you haven't seen this game before, and there again, like the weird heights and such, I really struggled with that wall a lot of times as Sojourn, and then I did as, I would have as Hanzo as well. Although he at least could climb it, he didn't just stop at the peak of his jump. And there, nailed it. And then there the boots to keep me alive. My reflexes were just in time to do it, and then that Kiriko absolutely saved me. Major props to that Kiriko too. It's funny, there is a really big, and my brother called the Malga switch a desperation pick here. They've still got a minute. Worst ult ever because I got into the Dragon Blade and died. There is a psychological point here where if you do something, even if it's a Hail Mary, like one thing that really knocks out another player, that can make them nervous around you for the rest of the game. But if they get you with some really easy kill, psychologically they will have an advantage against you for the game because they will think of you as like a rookie and an easy target. We didn't see this Ryan coming. You can see him in the silhouette here, but we did not see him coming. Of course we didn't. And here I'm getting cheeky. There's a lot of yelling going on.
What is that melody?
A nice ult from the Sigma. Trying to make that Genji nervous. Trying to deal with this Mercy. And here, I should absolutely have taken her out. Like, there's no excuse for that. And I did not. Very sad. But we did get the entire team to pull back. Again, actively trying not to die. Did Kiriko just do a taunt? Gross. And there, Moira saved me, and then also a little bit, I think, of that barrier. And this is a really good concerted push. That Ryan is giving us a lot of trouble. I'm clearly nervous because I keep almost dying and getting saved. Taking those pot shots, but they're dodging really well behind the obstacle and getting healed. Flanking a little bit, just enough to make nice, slow, steady progress that we're not able to push back. Now here we gave up the high ground. With all of them on the low ground, we could definitely have been on the high ground and made a pretty significant impact here. Trying to deal with the Bastion. That sleep, that was a nasty, nasty move. And here, I couldn't deal with them head on. Taking a lot of damage. Got that. And there, I missed it, but it put me in a really helpful spot. And I did not realize, and that was it. It ended. There was the little victory animation. I didn't realize how dead the rest of the team was, and I should have stayed on point to lead them back from the respawn. But that point, this part right here, I was really proud of this. I almost had that Rhine, and he knew it. Here. I should have been on the high ground, and I wasn't, but got the Ana. That could have been enough to turn it, but the ult from the Genji had already killed the rest of the team. So if it weren't for that Genji ult, it would have been a much better move than it was, but the Genji got us good. So anyway, that was it. Welcome to my TED Talk. Yeah, that was just a really cool game that I really, really enjoyed, so wanted to share it. Till next time.